is making that.
50.
Hewitt stands at 5'11". He's 23 years old now, as is Roger Federer. Just what a tremendous start by Federer.
Well, a different day for Federer, different challenges. Hewitt, more of a baseliner than Henman, working the point, but not bothering the Swiss player as he just steps up and fires off a forehand that Hewitt cannot handle.
Federer again bossing Hewitt about, getting the shorter ball.
Well, he has such perfect form on the forehand. We'll be looking back on that shot in textbooks in 10 years, how to hit the forehand.
There's a propensity to start quickly, and Federer has done it here in the final. Out of the blocks, lightning fast, and again sets the standard early in the match.
Yeah, some stunning blows, knockout punches with the forehand early on, and what can you say? Hewitt didn't do too much wrong. He forced Federer to earn every point, but the world #1 just came out of the blocks like an Olympic sprinter. And now he has a lead on Hewitt.
Federer's Olympic dreams were quashed by Thomas Berdych in Athens, but he did get to carry the flag for his nation, something that he said was a pretty important moment to him. Oh, you just can't tire of watching him play this game.
Well, Federer will try to play with some variety. See, that time, trying to sneak in behind the first serve.
One thing I was chatting with John Newcomb about before coming in this was the pace, the weight of Federer's shots. Can Hewitt deal with that? And he said, well, he felt Hewitt was hitting to a much better length now, and that's why it will be a different proposition here than it was at Wimbledon for Hewitt. But already we can see that Federer just overpowering the Australian.
Well, Federer talked at length about some of his past matches with Hewitt, and he said, you know, I just wasn't strong enough. In his Davis Cup loss to Hewitt at the end of last year, he said, I ran out of gas. I just wasn't strong enough. Now I'm stronger than Hewitt. I feel I can finish points and stay with him till the end.
There's a little bit of the problem for Hewitt. How does he finish the point?
Yeah, I think there will be times today when Hewitt will have to play something short, something with angle, and he may have to turn to the volley as a way to finish the point at the right times. So right now, Federer is winning these baseline rallies.
Hewitt scores with the forehand. He's going to have to take some chances. Does the way that Federer played take Hewitt out of his comfort zone?
I think so, but I think I'm seeing more from Hewitt now in the way of that kind of aggressive tennis. I think he's ready to hit winners when he needs to. I look back at his match with Chela, who was 18 in the world in Long Island, and Hewitt had over 40 winners, most of them from the back of the court. If he can outmaneuver Federer, he can finish. But that's the problem. How do you outmaneuver this guy? This guy moves like water. He's so smooth. Look at that, just flowing right into the ball. And once there, he does something with it.
Well, Hewitt doing what Hewitt does and scrapping at the back of the court.
Yeah, you just get the feeling that Federer is seeing the ball early. He's getting himself in position early and playing with variety. Bad luck for Hewitt. He had a chance.
But it's Federer with another chance to break the Australian. Well, only Arazi and Haas had managed to break Hewitt, and they did it a couple of times each in the course of their three-set demolition by the Australian. In the opening three games, Federer has already managed it twice. 3-love.
His name in so many record books.
Well, if he'd have made that, Hewitt might have just gone to his bag and put his racket in.
Well, you half expected him to make it. That's the kind of tennis he's playing. But there again, there's a good example of what Hewitt has to do. Take advantage of the chances he is getting. Don't be afraid to take the ball on the fly.
Federer's already just one of 5 men to win his first 3 Grand Slam finals. The others being Connors, Bjorn Borg, Stefan Edberg and Gustavo Kuerten at the French Open. Nobody has won their first 4.
Yeah, that's scary good right there. You know, Tim Hendon talked about playing Federer yesterday in the semifinals, and he said, well, if you take Roddick's serve and Agassi's returns and Hewitt's speed and tenacity, and then maybe you have a good chance against Federer. So I'm not sure what it takes. It takes some sort of bionic man, evidently.
Hewitt's got to be worried already. I know we're barely into this match, but still, hard to see how he's going to win consecutive points and put together a run like Federer is right now. Is it the best forehand you've ever seen?
Yeah, geez, it has to be right up there. And I know that the way he produces it, it's got that built-in safety. The ball clears the net by so much, and it has so much zip and buzz on it. Here's a look at his backhand. You see he gets well behind the hit. A nice straight arm. It's technically so sound. You know, that's why his strokes don't break down, because he's got such a wonderful foundation to build on.
They love their past champions here in New York, and the crowd there really trying to get behind Lleyton Hewitt. The thing I love about Federer as well, that his attention to detail. I was watching him yesterday and today, and both times after practice, came off the court, showered, and went to lunch with his racket bag. He didn't want to let it out of his sight. Nobody was going to be tampering with that in the locker room. Maybe that's the only way you can beat this guy.
Oh, that's too bad. Now Norm Christ wisely not overruling. And I believe this one did miss. That's in the exact same spot. Well, what do you think, Petch?
In your day, that missed when you were calling the lines.
On my half of the court, that would have been out.
Exactly. If I'm calling it, I think it got a good piece of the line.
Should Norm Christ have overruled that?
No, definitely not. Well, it may not be much of a contest at the moment, but it is an exhibition in greatness by the best player in the world currently. Federer, 5-love ahead.
For every boxing legend, there is a legendary fight. The ultimate challenge, the ultimate risk. For these two champions, this is the one.
The onslaught continues.
For the quest for history will be made.
This is the fight I want.
De La Hoya v. Hopkins, Saturday from midnight, Sky Box Office. See Channel 770 or call 08705 800 888.
That'll be your third?
In the west, there will be strong winds coming, which could...
Come on. Okay.
Really?
The delicious new grilled chicken flatbread. At less than 3% fat, feel free to tuck in.
I'm loving it.
Hasn't been close. Just 13 minutes gone. Federer serving for the first set. You think Federer's enjoying his tennis?
Yeah, he plays so intuitively. You know, he doesn't have a coach, and he just goes out there and really just feels his way about what he needs to do, the shot he needs to hit.
Talked yesterday about his preparation for this match starts the night before, when he starts thinking about the opponent that he's going to play, about how he's going to approach it. It's, as you say, a different style that he needs to, but this is something a little special.
Yeah, and Mark, just looking down the records of the U.S. Open, I mean, I think you have to go back to 1884. I mean, that's back into the 19th century when a player lost the opening set 6-love. This kind of thing just doesn't happen.
Well, he's playing as though he's from another era right now. Somewhere right in the future, and Hewitt is going to have to go some to make this match competitive. Federer with the opening set, 6-love.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. It's so perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly, let's fly. Pack up, let's fly away.
Video player, bright color display, Bluetooth connectivity. In the Nokia 6230 phone. Nokia, connecting people.
Welcome back. Coming up next week, we've exclusively live coverage of the Ryder Cup 2004 from Oakland Hills Country Club. That's this Friday at noon on Sky Sports 1. Make a date for that. Back to Arthur Ashe, and this man playing with the poise and grace of the court has been named after that exact man, Arthur Ashe. A simply stunning first set from the world's best, Roger Federer. 6-love against Leighton Hewitt. Back to Leif and Mark.
That, in fact, is the 4th time that Federer has taken a set 6-love off Leighton Hewitt, and it's actually, sorry, so that was the 5th time that Federer has actually taken a set 6-love off Leighton Hewitt in their previous meetings, and it's the 4th time in as many meetings. One wonders whether Federer can continue this level. If he can, the US Open is his.
Well, Mark, just in that break at the end of the set, I realized that it was one of the Doherty brothers back in 1903, Laurie Doherty, who actually had a 6-0 set. That was in 1903, so I did have to correct myself, but that's 100 years ago, so.
It's the first 1 or 2 weeks. We'll let you off.
One of my few unforced errors that normally I'm very consistent.
Well, even the miss-hits now going in for Federer as well.
And there's that clearance I talk about. Even on the miss-hit, the ball clears the net by 6-8 feet and then hits the court and just caroms up so high. It's like playing Bjorn Borg, who used to generate tremendous topspin.
Just listen to that crowd.
Yeah, well, they'd like to see a little tennis today. And 22 minutes in, and Hewitt's in danger of losing his serve here in the 2nd set. But that's the tactic. Keep the ball off Federer's forehand. Not a bad tactic from Hewitt.
Just the 7th point that Hewitt's won in his final. first time he's managed to get to 30 in any game. Just got no answer for the length of that and the pace that he delivered it at.
Well, it's hard to keep the ball away from Federer's forehand. He just jumps around the ball so quickly.
Nika Vavrinec, Federer's girlfriend, on the left of your picture. And he continues the run. I mean, Hewitt, frustrated, thought twice about launching that ball, but he's been completely overwhelmed.
Well, those numbers tell some story. 3 breaks, and Hewitt just not mustering enough to really challenge Federer.
Federer aiming to emulate Pete Sampras by winning the Wimbledon title and then backing it up with the US Open. Sampras managed it back in 1995, the last time it was achieved. Only 5 players ever have actually managed to achieve that feat. So again, Federer trying to elevate himself into the elite of this game. More aggression in Hewitt's play there from Clijsters, Hewitt's fiancée. Oh, that was so long. I think that was a time to overrule. Look at that. Oh, he can't.
What is the linesman doing?
And that's where Nornquist should overrule. I mean, he's got a good look at that.
I know.
Clearly the linesman unsighted and Nornquist unable to make the call. Well, the 4 line calls here at the Open continue.
I mean, that is just ridiculous again from Federer. I mean, Hewitt has done everything right.
Yeah, this is not an easy passing shot. This ball is low. Somehow he gets underneath it and is able to bend it. See how that ball bent and dove down away from Hewitt. It's scary.
Oh my goodness. It's just getting better and better.
Bill Hewitt has one of the most dangerous passing shots in the game, and this is a good one, but not good enough when you're playing Federer at this pace. Oh, silky smooth.
Not even a poor line call can throw Federer out of his stride at the moment. Nothing Hewitt can do. And this is going to be a little protest potentially here from Federer to the umpire, or no? Just putting his magic wand away.
No, I'm not sure there's any good tennis left in that racket. They might have to hang that one in the Hall of Fame somewhere. But his play right now reminds me a little bit of 1984 when John McEnroe was just carving through all the top players. He beat Lendl in the finals of the US Open. He lost just 8 games. And at Wimbledon, he beat Connors. He lost only 4 games. You know, at times.
Game for Hewitt, and a big one at that. Again, at least he's staying close to Federer in this second set. He does still trail by the break, but maybe just fits of belief coming into Hewitt's play. 2-3, the Australian trails. Coming into this match, and Hewitt having come through without dropping the set, you were starting to look back at the record books to see when somebody had actually won a Grand Slam without dropping a set. Well, we had to go back to 1980, Roland Garros, and Bjorn Borg managed that feat. But you'd have to say after the opening set and a half here, but in comparison to Borg, wouldn't be fair to Hewitt, but it is so to Federer. Borg managed to do it 3 times in his career. I mean, that in itself is just unbelievable. 1976 at Wimbledon and twice at Roland Garros, going through the draw without dropping sets.
And I can understand the red clay result, because he was the greatest clay courter of all time. But even at Wimbledon doing it says just how clearly he dominated the game for the years he was at his peak. Federer opting to just rally here, not playing quite as aggressively as he did in the opening set. That's good news for Hewitt. He's able to get into these rallies.
Some of the magic deserting Federer right now. And the Jimmy Connors of the modern era, slowly inching his way back and making this a contest.
What is making that?
50.
Hewitt stands at 5'11". He's 23 years old now, as is Roger Federer. Just what a tremendous start by Federer.
Well, a different day for Federer, different challenges. Hewitt, more of a baseliner than Henman, working the point, but not bothering the Swiss player as he just steps up and fires off a forehand that Hewitt cannot handle.
Federer again bossing Hewitt about, getting the shorter ball.
Well, he has such perfect form on the forehand. We'll be looking back on that shot in textbooks in 10 years, how to hit the forehand. The world #1 just came out of the blocks like an Olympic sprinter. And now he has a lead on Hewitt.
Federer's Olympic dreams were quashed by Thomas Berdych in Athens, but he did get to carry the flag for his nation. So there's a propensity to start quickly, and Federer's done it here in the final. Out of the blocks, lightning fast, and again sets the standard early in the match.
Yeah, some stunning blows, knockout punches with the forehand early on, and what can you say? Hewitt didn't do too much wrong. He forced Federer to earn every point, but